How long should a strength training session last? Today I want to talk to you about the duration of a strength training session, and it's dependent on the desired goal. And I also want to talk to you how work-rest ratios influence session length. Stay tuned. A very common question is how long should a strength training session be? And there's also a simple answer: as long as it has to be and as short as it needs to be. So again, it's not one size fits all, where you can say it's this amount of minutes or this amount of hours. It very much depends on your goal and what you want to get out of that session. Generally speaking, your desired outcome, the goal, dictates the training methods you choose. So if, for example, you choose to work on muscle size and strength endurance, you tend to have lower work to rest ratios. What that means is the amount of work you do in relation to the rest is lower. So that can mean you work for 20 seconds and you rest for 40 seconds. Yeah? If, for example, we work on strength and power development, the work to rest ratio is a bit higher. So we might do 10 seconds of work. And because it's so taxing on the nervous system, we need to give the nervous system as well as the energy system, the creatine and phosphate system, a bit longer rest to recover and to replenish energy. We need to rest 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Yeah. So again, depending on your goal, you choose the method. So if you're working on strength endurance and you choose to do some kind of circuit training where you do 30 seconds of work and 30 seconds of rest to go to the next station, you can be done with your workout pretty quickly. If you choose to do a strength development, maximum strength or power development, it might take a bit longer because you do a set and then you rest for a longer period of time, so that it adds up to more minutes of training. Another important factor to consider is what I spoke in previous episodes, is that depending on where you are in the season, that also has an influence on your training. So if the strength training is a priority and you really want to develop the qualities of strength and power, the sessions will be a bit longer. If you're in season and your goal is on maintaining what you have and prioritizing more the sport-specific training and the competition, the duration of the training might be a bit lower. It is documented in the literature, in the scientific literature, that the longer a session lasts, the hormonal environment changes. And what that means is, if the session lasts longer than 45 to 60 minutes, we see stress hormones going up and the good hormones, testosterone, growth hormones, are going down. That would tell us that our sessions should not exceed 45 to 60 minutes. As a practitioner, I have to actually say that is not always possible. As I mentioned before, a session needs to be as long as it has to be and as short as it needs to be. And sometimes we don't get away with 45 to 60 minutes. There's no way. So it's always a bit of a balancing act between science and practice. But again, you want to have some quantifiable numbers, and I'm going to give you these numbers now. Yeah, sorry for the interruption. I just got disturbed by Nick Kliman coming in half an hour before his training starts, but that's how it is. It's you don't become world champion by nothing, right? So that's a good example for commitment and dedication to training. He's here half an hour before the training starts to get ready. Anyways, sorry for getting off track. I wanted to give you some quantifiable numbers on strength training and how long a session should last. If the goal is maintaining strength, so for example we are in the in-season, a session might last 45 to 75 minutes. If the goal is really to develop strength qualities, then a session might last a bit longer, and it can be up to 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Yeah? So, but again, it depends on the desired outcome, where you are in the season, and many other factors that I which I will be discussing in following episodes. Okay, stay tuned.